So the word round the campfire is that this gentleman right here, Mr. Tom Schwarz, will almost certainly be Tyson Fury's next opponent. It's being reported by Boxing Scene and also reported by ESPN Deportes. He is an unbeaten German heavyweight, 24 years of age, with a record of 24-0, 16 KOs. No big wins on his resume so far. I did have a brief look at a couple of his fights. I saw the majority of the Senad Gashi fight, which he won by disqualification in 6. I also saw this fight right here against an individual whose name I won't try and pronounce. Another young, unbeaten heavyweight at the time. He was 10-0, and he won that by 7th round KO for the WBO Youth Heavyweight title. So, yeah, other than those two guys, there's not really anybody who I recognize. Well, there are a few journeymen, to be fair, who I do recognize. I recognize Erich, Pejsa, Gospic. These are kind of the usual suspects when it comes to European journeymen, right? Mazarek, I think Dylan White's fought him very early on in Dylan White's career. Pejsa, I remember him getting knocked out in 2 rounds by David Price. And of course, Konstantin Erich, he's fought so many people, from Danny Williams to Anthony Joshua, and, many other people, Konstantin Erich. Anyway, that's Tom Schwarz. And as I say, these various media sources are saying that it is virtually locked in terms of this guy being Tyson Fury's next opponent, that it's very unlikely that it will be anybody else. Now, he is an obscure heavyweight, okay? And when I say obscure, I say that in the most respectful way, because very few people would have heard of him. Very few people outside of Germany would have seen him box. He hasn't really been making waves in the heavyweight division. He's definitely gone underneath the radar. That doesn't necessarily mean he can't fight. Yeah, I've had a look at him and he seems competent. I didn't see anything particularly amazing there. He did actually have quite a tough time in the Senad Gashi fight and won it by disqualification. Gashi was being very rough and using all kind of rough and tumble tactics in that fight and got disqualified. But he was having a tough time in there against Gashi. Gashi, many of you may remember, was a guy who was stopped by Carlos Takam a few months back, and Gashi's going to be in action again. Where's Senad Gashi's record here again? There we go. Senad Gashi is going to be fighting Derek Chisora in the not too distant future, okay? 20th of April. So that's Senad Gashi. Many of you guys remember him. So, yeah, Tom Schwarz doesn't appear to be a fantastically talented heavyweight, but until we see him in there against somebody who can fight, and of course we're going to see that against Tyson Fury, then we won't really know where he's at or what he can do. Definitely a young guy. At least he's not old. At least he's unbeaten, so he's going to come to the ring with some ambition. And of course, I'm assuming this is going to be billed as for the lineal heavyweight title. Okay, so this is Tyson Fury's what defense is it for Tyson Fury in terms of the lineal heavyweight championship? I'm not sure. But if you look at the rankings of the various different sanctioning bodies, Tom Schwarz is ranked by 2 of the 4 major sanctioning bodies. And bizarrely, the WBO have actually got Tom Schwarz ranked above Tyson Fury. That is very strange. But boxing is a strange sport. And the WBO have got a few people who I don't know in their top 10. For example, FA, is this Junior Fa? Maybe it is. I have actually heard of him. This Fujimoto, this Japanese heavyweight, who I've heard about for many years, but never actually seen. Zhang, I've got no idea who he is. Spong, no idea who that is. I do know Christian Hammer, obviously. This Turkish heavyweight here, never heard of him. Have heard of Latte, only because of his recent link to Daniel Dubois. So yeah, this looks to be Tyson Fury's next opponent. A lot of people are complaining, we don't know who this guy is, etc., etc. But, he's in, to be fair to him, he is in the top 10 of 2 of the sanctioning bodies, or maybe it's the top 15. He's definitely in the top 10 of the WBO, as I just showed you. And he may be in the top 15 or the top 10 of one of the other sanctioning bodies. I think it might be the IBF who have him ranked. Can we find the IBF rankings here? What's the quickest way to navigate to the IBF rankings? I don't know. Where are we at? Okay, by organization. Right, let's have a look at the IBF rankings. Did I get it right? Yeah, he's 9 with the IBF. So he is in the top 10 with the IBF and the WBO, but not with the others. So to be honest with you, I don't really want to dump on this fight too badly because of the fact that he is in top 10 of the couple of sanctioning bodies. He is unbeaten. He will come with ambition. To be fair to Tyson Fury, Fury didn't say that the Joshua Miller fight was a terrible fight. You know, if we're comparing what Fury has said and trying to analyze whether or not he's been a hypocrite, he didn't really say Joshua versus Miller would be a terrible fight. He just said it's two low-level bums. So he was basically putting them on a similar kind of level and insinuating it will probably be fairly competitive. Yeah? So to be fair to Fury, he didn't really dump on AJ versus Miller, but his fans did. The majority of Tyson Fury's fans were taking a very large dump on AJ versus Miller and trashing the fight as soon as it was made. What are they going to say now? You've got Tom Schwarz fighting Tyson Fury, it seems. It hasn't been signed, but again, according to these mainstream boxing media reports, it's virtually a done deal. What are the Tyson Fury fans going to say now? After dumping on AJ Miller, they get this from their hero. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this fight. Is it worthy of the lineal heavyweight championship? Is it an acceptable fight for Tyson Fury to be taken in his first bout on ESPN? You know, from a marketing standpoint, from the perspective of getting the best possible kind of fight, I can see why they went with Tom Schwarz rather than somebody like Oscar Rivas or even Bryant Jennings. Tom Schwarz is a big heavyweight. Tyson Fury, if he's going to fight a rematch with Deontay Wilder, wants to be knocking out big heavyweights in preparation or beating big heavyweights in preparation. And also because a big guy is going to be relatively slow, I think it's going to be easier maybe for Tyson Fury to land big punches, maybe knock the guy out. Potentially anyway. You know, if you've got a Bryant Jennings in there, a guy who can move, a guy who can survive, it might be a little awkward for Tyson Fury to look good against him. You know, a little man who moving around and making it awkward. With Oscar Rivas, yeah, he's more of a plodder. So Tyson Fury should be able to look good against a guy like that. But maybe he can take a really good shot and maybe Tyson Fury might be wary of his punching power. But with a big, relatively slow heavyweight like Tom Schwarz in front of Tyson Fury, I just feel like from a stylistic point of view, Fury might be able to get more big shots on and might be able to look a bit more impressive against a guy like this rather than a Rivas or a Bryant Jennings. That's just my intuitive feeling about it. It remains to be seen whether it turns out to be the case if this fight actually gets made. We'll soon find out, I guess, how Tom Schwarz fares against them. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, I can understand why they're making this fight. Not the greatest fight in the world, obviously, but I don't want to dump on it too badly. So let me know how you feel. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.